Hello everyone, my name is everyone and welcome back to Elite Clockman. I saw it, you saw it, we all did. Time to find out what is going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elite Clockman here. Dom Studios just released the full Season 9 of Subbredit Multiverse in an unforeseen 1-hour-long video. It has been a nice season indeed, with some amazing new characters like the Subbredit Squad or Chief Drillman. But the best part in this complication is the promised 8 minutes of secret scenes. And trust me, they do not disappoint. As for the rest of the complication video, you can find the analysis of each and every episode on my channel. This season's secret scene area is juicy as they come, with each adding or uncovering a new layer of the plot. First of all, it seems we will finally be able to see more of the TV race in the upcoming episodes. We finally saw Alarm, Clockman once again, and he is not looking too well. Astro toilets are officially confirmed in Subbredit Multiverse. We also got to see who really is the Astro Ghostface toilet. To my biggest surprise, it was the commander, and trust me on this one, the man is absolutely not to be messed with. Speaking of the commander,
This
we
is
finally
definitely
got
not
the names of his
expected.
Subbredit squad, who seems to be more and more heroic as time goes by. Also, it seems like Male 06 will most likely betray the commander due to his hate of the Alliance, as he has a massive beef with them, as a traitor might be present in the Alliance in the moment as we speak. But the most intriguing part is that we might see the toilets and the Alliance fight side by side, as a new enemy from space will most likely appear soon. We also get to see G-Man once again. We also got to hear his real name, and even got to see a glimpse of who he truly is. But before we get to all that, please make sure to like and subscribe if you think me and bro should get more screen time. But the best part is that I was in one of the secret scenes. Yes, your man is back. Anyways, here we go. But before we get to the actual video, I would like to analyze the first line of the complications description. C-Pen has found a new role. Now, I usually don't look at the description, but this is interesting. What is this new role? And why wasn't something like this even included in the episode, as none of the secret scene even included White Megatron? And like that line wasn't confusing enough, it is followed by some Subbredit language, making it more intriguing. As we all know, C-Pen is the most likely member of the Alliance to betray the others to get what he wants. Could he betray the Alliance in the near future due to a sudden truth to fight that unknown space enemy, who we will talk about later in the video? Or will he side with the toilets for some other reason? Frankly, C-Pen is a very unstable person, and might be a corrupt program more than a heartless villain. After all, he did crush Blue Chimera Man in his hand after an unexpected mood swing marked by a not-so-cold maniacal laugh. Anyways, his action will greatly impact the series'
Plus, he literally said, I am incapable of doing such a thing.
lore. But what do I know?
That's very
Only time will reveal.
shocking.
Only time will tell. And if
Again,
you're
with that
wondering what
saying.
C-Pencil stand for, I finally figured out. C stand for CU. Anyways, the first
What?
secret scene happens between the
CU?
opening credits and 25 seconds into the video. We find ourselves in some kind of secret base. The lack of natural light and windows tells us that this might be an underground base. We see the scientist Clockman
Damn it, Ad.
and scientist TV Man working on some kind of antenna. Judging by its look, it is made for the TV race, or at least has the properties of one. It looks like a beacon to call something, or someone. We then see my man, Titan TV Man, in the base with the two white-coated Sigma nerds. For these two Genesis to work together on that antenna, it must be really complex and highly advanced. And from the Clockman signal, we can see that the machine is almost finished. And with that, the TV Man scientist looks at the Titan and explains to him his mission. He said that he has to memorize the coordinates and get as close as he can, and finally plant the device. Now, this part might seem confusing, but the scientist was obviously talking about Subbredit Base 1. If you watched the whole complication, you might have noticed that Titan TV Man flew to the enemy base and did not teleport like usual. So we can conclude that something is blocking teleportation. And so it all came together. I knew Titan TV Man was a hot daddy, due to his feats in the last episode, but not a hothead. I was wondering, why did he continue the attack on the base when he was injured, knowing damn well some Subbredits in there could stand up to him at 100%. It all makes sense now. The Titan wasn't on his way to take the big one's head, but to plant the antenna. So if my prediction is correct, once the antenna planted the TV race, Special power could finally reach the base, making it possible to get past these huge walls and attack the base from the inside. But where is the antenna and why doesn't he have it on him? Anyways, Tat concludes the first secret scene. Now the next special scene is pretty special as it doesn't happen between episodes, but between the scene of an episode. Episode 33 to be precise. The secret scene happened between 10 minutes and 20 seconds and 10 minutes and 50 seconds into the video. Titan Clockman just rewinded time to prevent the massive numbers of nukes from launching into the air. All seemed normal until we zoomed into the core of Ghostface Astro Toilet. To my biggest surprise, his insides are in fact a command chamber with the commander in control. So just like Scientist, Commander uses some sort of giant mecha to amplify his strength. Or so did I thought. The commander is just broken. Bro's hand suddenly moved when he was frozen in time, just before he unfreezed himself completely. In other words, Bro found a way to surpass time itself. Nothing extraordinary. He looks at the Titan with a rather blank look. But from his emotionless eyes, I could tell he wanted to take the Golden Boy by surprise. Why not, after all? He stopped time and let his guard down. So why not take advantage of the situation? And then he remembered what Dr. Toilet told him. That the plan was not to kill the Titan, but hold him still. You know, it's funny. The fact that the only character that can get past time stop, and would most likely never get a chance like this ever again, has ironically his hands tied, and can't take the opportunity. Think about it. If and only if he managed to pull that Uno reverse, and actually kill the Titan, what's stopping the nukes from wiping both sides out? The Toilets laid a rather risky move, as by pushing the nuclear button, the only thing keeping them alive at the moment is the very thing they seek to destroy.
Damn, bruv. They became like North Korea.
Oh, ironic.
By the way, I'm allowed to make that joke, okay? I am friends with Koreans, okay? So, they gave me the Korea pass, okay?
With that said, the commander can't come near Titan Clockman, because if the missiles are launched, the war will be over. Not because the Toilets won, or the Alliance won, but because there is no one left to fight it. And with that, the episode continues normally, which marks the end of this secret scene. As for secret scene number 3, well, it is one of my favorites, because it confirms one of my past predictions, and gives us some screen time for a character whose absence after his actions made him the talk of the town. Anyways, secret scene 3 is between 18 minutes and 30 seconds and 20 minutes and 20 seconds into the video. It happens in episode 35, with the upgraded Titan Speakerman and Titan Cameraman bidding Titan Clockman farewell. And just as they were about to leave, Titan Clockman used his powers to repair Titan Cameraman. This scene was included in the episode, but mentioned by yours truly back then. You can worship me. Thank me later. Anyways, after the Titans flew away, and while Skibidi Pencilman was talking to Titan Clockman, we see Alarm Clockman looking at the Titan from afar. This is actually a very deep and important scene. You can see how the Alarm Clockman is terrified of talking to his friend. After all the death of Daddy, Chief Clockman was on his hands, even if he was controlled back then. After Megatron left the building, thank God, Alarm Clockman hesitated for a moment, but finally called Titan Clockman and waved at him. The Titan waved back. What an awkward moment. Anyways, the Titan looked around and stated asking about the other Clockman, and why was he the only one here? It looks like the Golden Titan have no idea of what happened back then. The Alarm Clockman nervously told him that he was the only one at the scene, and that he will go to work immediately without waiting for the others. But as he was heading to the barrier, the Titan called him off. Bro looked like me when my mama looked into my microwave's browser history.
What?
He slowly turned to the Titan only to find him saluting. Alarm Clockman was relieved, and with a face full of shame, he forced himself to salute back. At this point, the man is depressed, and does not have the guts to call himself a Clockman. And with that, Bro headed into the barrier.
Yeah.
Which marks the end of Secret Scene 3.
Wee.
But some interesting details must be explored here. Did you notice that the Clockman has a jetpack? When was the last time we saw a Cockman with a jetpack?
I heard that. He did not say Cockman. He said C-O-C-K.
Right. Never. Also, did you notice that the Clockman has a jetpack? When was the last time we saw a Cockman with a jetpack?
You
That's
heard
right.
it.
Never. Also, did you remember at the start of episode 33 when we saw a cameraman using Clockman stuff to stop time? Well, that's actually very sad. It means that Alarm Clockman is so ashamed of his actions that he grew distant from his own race and most likely started to hang out with Cameraman. Bro got depressed and refused to call himself Clockman deep inside, so he traded his clock gadgets for a standard jetpack. And since he befriended Cameraman, that means that no one knows what happened with the Chief Clockman, and the secret must be silently tearing him apart from the inside.
Yeah.
Honestly feel bad for him. Bro is so ashamed of himself that he chose to...
I mean, how would you not be ashamed? Imagine your own team, okay, you have a leader and they are doing for this, trying to save the world for the better, and then you kill that team leader and then no one know it was you, only you know. How would you feel? Unless you have bloodlust, you will feel pretty bad.
enter the barrier from the farthest point from the Titan, even though it doesn't make sense. The barrier is the same from all sides. He just can't look at the Titan face to face. He is most likely going to make the ultimate sacrifice for redemption, something I respect. Now, as for Scene 4, it is the most crucial to the plot, to the point where Secret Scent 2 was just a brief introduction of the real plot twist. The scene happens between 27:20 and 32 minutes into the video, at the end of episode 34, part 2, where the commander was called for a meeting with the Subbredit squad, the scientist toilet and doctor toilet. In the war room, you can see 6 different types of toilets displayed, each glowing with a different light. The place looks pretty ancient, maybe a castle that was used as a...
Hold on, let me check. Okay. Pencil, clock, drill, TV, speaker, camera.
Foundation of Subbredit Base 1. It looks like they were discussing Alpha's master, the next big bad of the series, who was confirmed to be a spaceman. From the looks of it, the scientist just finished his report about the fall of Alpha at the hands of Titan Clockman. As the female toilet, aka Susie, praised him for destroying her device. Leo also pointed something important. Alpha's master didn't save her despite being her master and uncle. So the man cares more about his grand plan than his flesh and blood. The commander sat at the table as Male 06. William asked about Male 09, who was investigating Alpha's master, but since Blood had to go to space, you can't expect him to Uber his butt back home.
Yeah.
Susie understood that they are facing something bigger than the war itself, so she took her courage and asked the commander for a truce with the Alliance, just so they could eliminate the imminent threat, to which Leo agreed since how open-minded the drippy boy is. William was furious, and now we know why. Turns out the Alliance was responsible for the death of his son. So that's why Bro is the show's scarecrow. He must want the Alliance to feel the same pain and fear his son lived, and that he lives every day. But just as the tension increased in the room, the commander stood up and displayed his aura. The thick stone table cracked just because he stood up.
Damn.
Everyone was silent. No one dared to utter a word.
I forgot about that.
Until the doctor calmed everyone down and reminded them that the decision is for the commander to take, to which William sarcastically replied by mentioning the supposed dead daughter if the commander. From the dark angle of the camera and his backstory, William is the perfect candidate to betray the toilets. Anyways, as soon as William finished his word, the commander activated his super speed and slammed him into the wall while choking him. This is the part where he should start moaning, according to my experience.
What?
Anyways, the commander looked him dead in the eyes and told him that they share the same pain.
Hold on, why did the voice suddenly change? Hold on.
Slammed him into the wall while choking him. This is the part where he should start moaning, according to my experience. Anyways, the commander looked him dead in the eyes and told...
You guys can hear that, right? I'm not going crazy, right? Right?
Told him that they share the same pain.
You can hear.
But there is only one commander. William should really remember his place. This man is not to be messed with. Everyone looked worried, even the scientist. It seems that even toilets have compassion for one another. Then the commander declared that the war is inevitable, and that there is no place for peace. Just look how the big guy Billy got sad and worried. Susie tried to recomfort him. They really are human after all. The commander then demanded to see someone called Jimmy. To our surprise, it was G-Man. Turns out his real name is Jimmy. He looks really sick. From the looks of it, he and the commander had been through a lot together. Their glazes were cold with a fiery respect behind it. The commander came to check on him and asked if he was ready for the upcoming. The doctor answered for him and told him that he was ready from the start. And as the commander walks away, we see a counter with 99.2% on it. The number went up to 0.3, as the doctor told him that in less than 14 hours he will have to act fast before Titan Clockman can stop time again. We then hear Jimmy G-Man telling the commander that he will end this war. The commander continued on his way. This G-Man is different from the one we know in the original series. This one looks like a former human, not an astro toilet. I would love to see more of him. Anyways, in the next scene of the secret scene,
Interesting.
we learned that the Dr. Toilet was studying
Oh, by the way, he's not walking. Why is he not walking?
the Golden Titan for the past 2 weeks. In other words, the events of the secret scene happens 2 weeks after the death of Alpha.
Oh, he can.
Doctor
Oh, he can
discovered
fly.
that the
Oh,
Titan can stop time 3 times every 24 hours in a range of 1,000 kilometers. The commander kept a blank face and asked about the Astro Shell, who turned out to be the Ghostface Astro Toilet. The doctor told him that the suit could take on his super speed, but not his Titan-like strength. So I was wrong. The commander doesn't need a suit to fight a Titan, but the suit needs him. So you were telling me that he wasn't at full strength and stood his ground against Titans.
damn.
Bro is one of the few Sigma toilets out there. As the commander was ready to enter the suit, the doctor warned him about the time god and how he should avoid fighting him, to which the commander replied that the Titan can stop time but not him, due to his super speed. Oh, that's how he escaped the time freeze back then. His super speed can affect the flow of time just like the Flash. Sure, he can't rewind time like him or the Titan, but still, he is fast enough to be immune to time freeze, which is pretty op if you ask me. And with that, the commander got inside the shell and flew to fight the Titans.
Bye, bro.
And finally, the final secret scene happened.
Oh wait, look at the pin. It's the first one. Well,
At the end of the 1 hour long video, the cameraman in London near Big Ben. It looks like we are using a POV cameraman with a squad with us. But just as we looked at the large cameraman, his head went missing.
oh, by the way, did anyone notice we barely see any largest of the Alliance anymore? We haven't seen the large clockman, the future large clockman, the large cameraman, or large TV man, or even the speaker man that was best friend. They're all gone. They're
Then see the
missing.
most Sigma man pointing his long rod at your face, the elite clockman.
Hey,
You can
what?
see some of my colleagues with me. Databayo, elite clockwomen Isa Toilet, and Moby. Then Moby managed to brainwash the POV cameraman right into not talking about him seeing us right after I told him to get lost. Then ISO asked him why he didn't just erase the memories of the POV cameraman, but bro was tired, so he just dropped the case. As the POV cameraman tried to move, a giant bomb dropped on his friend as a massive bald toilet pointed his lasers at us. But then one of my homies told him to chill, since the mission was not to fight this time. The giant toilet left screaming. We were supposed to destroy Big Ben. It seemed confusing, but the man in the chair explained the whole truth to ISO. But just before you guys can hear a word about the tower, we switched to the POV of my brother elite cameraman who was standing far away, so y'all couldn't hear a word of what we said. I really like my big bro, but elite cameraman, we seriously have to talk about that body pillow. And where are you rubbing? We need to talk. No, seriously now, bro. We really need to talk. Bro is truly Simp Cameraman's one and only rival.
Yo, they're still not addressing why they are like bad guys right now. What the heck? Well, that's all I can kind of know. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and have a great day, everyone. Thank goodness they didn't say anything that weird today, except for the point where they say, "Have you seen any cockmen?" Bro, what the frick? I can't speak English.